what we've got, chaps.
Hey, what is going on YouTube? Aaron here. That's a nice little cinematic of the Tiger. It does have a beautiful paint job. We are back with another ship review, in-depth ship review, and this ship, we're actually playing this game. This game is actually going to be played in AI. Just because I can't really be bothered to play the ship in standard and do a full-length talking review. As you guys know, I do most of my videos live. That, and I'm actually late to go to traffic court. Yeah, got a speeding ticket, so I wanted to do this review real quick, but as I said in my first look video, or my quote very first game, this ship is just not good, and we're gonna go over these ship stats and the commander build at the end in a little more detail. But you guys can just, if you know anything about the game, or you can look at the piece of paper that the stats come on, you would know that this ship is not going to be very good. Now that doesn't mean it's not fun to play. You can absolutely have fun with this ship. It provides a lot of utility as a cruiser, but unfortunately, utility doesn't really mean that much. I kind of want to get a few salvos on this Vladivostok to show you, and hopefully this AI destroyer doesn't go broadside. But here will be probably a good example. Okay, so he's showing broadside, so we're probably going to tear him up. But if the enemy destroyer does not run right into you, we're just going to get aggressive with the ship so you guys can see it. I'm probably launching torps. But even now, as you can see, if that was the Minotaur or the Belfast or really any other ship, I mean, we are wrecking that guy. With our guns. And unfortunately, you just don't have the DPM to really be truly effective in the ship. Start the heal as we take we almost get killed here. Yes, so beautiful display. We need to angle up. We can bounce the Baltimore's 203 millimeter. He might. Yeah, I'm gonna try and ram us. No. We'll try and do a cute little drive-by so we can show just the utility of the ship. But again, you're very lacking in the DPM department. Still getting pens, so actually took out a gun. A fun little game in AI. It's always, our shells are like crisscrossing. It's always fun to beat up on the bots, but see if we can ram a Vladivostok. But even still, I don't know why we're not. There we go. Need to aim a little bit lower. The Baltimore Citadel is fairly exposed. There we go. He got us. That's good though, because the game's about to be over, and I just want to talk about the ship stats and my final opinion on the ship. The ship stats, as you saw in game, survivability is average. It's not, it's nothing amazing, but it's also not the lowest at the tier by any stretch. The problem with the ship is it's a British cruiser, so it tends to blow up if being shot broadside. You saw the salvo from that Baltimore. Another problem with the ship is it has two guns. It has two turrets of two 152s. So when that Eudoloy was rushing us, as AI tend to do, you do not have enough DPM to effectively deal with a rushing destroyer. And if he was nose on, we would have been bouncing half of our shells. So again, the guns still do hit. If you get a broadside cruiser, as we did that Baltimore, we can absolutely punish them. But the problem is you don't have the DPM. Unless somebody's sitting flat broadside, you don't have the DPM to truly deal with them. And we didn't really get any shots on the Vladivostok that hit, but if we did, the only thing we would have done is maybe 10,000 damage to his superstructure. After that is saturated, I'm not even sure we could have penned his broadside. The AA is decent on this ship. It was kind of like a converted AA cruiser, I do believe. It was like a laid down Mino that wasn't completed, and they threw a few extra AA guns instead of turrets. So I think that's the history behind the ship. One of my historians, Zapranith, or a few others, Sai the historian, or Quan the historian, a few of my faithful will tell me the full history of this ship. The maneuverability is okay, a decent top speed, a good turning circle, a tough rudder shift, and I notably, Hipper said he had a tough time playing this ship. He really hated it. And that's fine. It doesn't really fit to his play style. And just as me, this ship is. I would never take this ship anywhere, but that doesn't mean it can't be fun. There's a certain lure, and I think Meta and Dirty Mike have a few other CCs have this. I guess I get the fun about it to play ships that are notably not good, and this is one of those ships. And finally, the detectability is 9.4. We have Mikawa on our build. Let's just take a look at the armor. As we said, we could bounce the 203s. You do have some decent front plating, so you can bounce, I think, up to 356, 357. So you can bounce those 356s of the tier 5s and a few tier 6s there. But again, this thing is a tier 6, so if you get up tiered, you will get obliterated by most every battleship. On top of that, you have it's not that much of an exposed citadel, but it's still visible. I've seen a few of these things just explode. It's not like the Mino, and I think Wargaming is fixing their armor because the Mino explodes as it should. But again, still a very exposed citadel, and not even a top front plate there for plunging fire. But that's almost a good thing. Sometimes you want less armor. Less is more in terms of overpens in this game. And there's the base ship stats. Reloader, which is not really, I don't know, the Weimar almost reloads as fast. Flare for piercing and greater heal. The heal is nice. As you saw, we were able to heal up a chunk of damage. Even certain citadel damage, I think. I wish those stats were more available because on standard ships, I think you can only heal up to 10% of citadel damage, which is not a lot. So if you get citadel, you can't heal that up. But British ships tend to have that better heal, mainly because they have like moderate armor. So they, like, you know, on the Conquer, Mino just chunks that thing for like 7k a salvo. So yeah, and then we went to the overview, the commander build. We're running what is this, Tyrwhitt without the no, not Tyrwhitt. What's the guy's name? Bruce Fraser, that's it. I can't believe I forgot that. Fraser with the Miss Santa guys, which gives you the colored shells you saw us shooting. So we've got Piercer, and this is the same build I run for the Mino, exact same build except for this slot. On top of the ship only having 2 guns, it does not have torpedoes, so these 2 perks are useless. You don't have HE and you don't have torpedoes, so the only one you can select if you don't want to be, if you don't want to have a complete wasted line here is, for Bruce Fraser, is this perk, which is, it's nice to not get torpedoed without Hydro there, but again, that to me, that's, what if there's no destroyers in the game or no torpedoes? That's kind of a wasted perk. Punch through and then steer clear, which we could actually upgrade for fixated because we really want both guns to hit. I just have steer clear for my Mino there too. If given the chance, I would prefer to get out of situations. And the amount of guns on Mino, you don't really need that extra few percentage. But it's definitely an option. We're also running Yamamoto for that AP pen and Mikawa for the detectability of cruisers. So that's kind of my full in-depth review, guys. This ship can provide a lot of utility. Like we said, you've got the smoke screen, which lasts a decent time, on top of an 8.5 radar, which is pretty good at the tier. But anything this ship can do, there is a ship that can do it better. The Belfast, I think, has an 8.4 radar, 8.5 for the same time. I don't know why I was thinking 8.4, but and it has smokescreen and it has Hydro, so you can sit in your smoke with HE and do anything that the Tiger 59 can do, but better. I think as CCs we tend to forget that people spend real money on these ships, and don't, because we get them for free. Just so everyone knows, we get these ships for free from Wargaming to test, to complete, and a lot of the premium ships, at least for me anyway, we have kept since I've become a community contributor. So, while I'm grateful for Wargaming for doing that, I also want to be fair and honest to the people watching my videos and determining to spend their hard-earned cash on this money. And I know a few CCs they always want to give the benefit of the doubt to Wargaming. They're like, well, it's just the player base that's bad. Well, that doesn't make a bad ship. I disagree. This ship is not going to be good in ranked. It's not going to be seen in competitive like King of the Sea. And you may see it in, what is that? Arena. But it's going to get absolutely blown up. I'm sure you can do well against bad players in standard matches, as I have done. But you go up against anyone with half of a brain in standard, and this thing is just going to lose. It lacks DPM. It lacks torpedoes. it's not a good ship, and it's okay to say that. I have done reviews of ships where I've been a little favoring of them, but I've also done, like the Weimar, for example. There's a reason the Weimar was taken out of the store, okay? It's overpowered. It's a good ship. If you can't subjectively or objectively look at that, combined with the paper stats, then I just don't think it's fair to put these reviews out without giving the people the benefit of the doubt, because they're spending their hard-earned money. So that's kind of my quick review and my little talking point. I'm going to be on vacation. I'm going to my best friend's wedding. I wish you all a great weekend. I think I'm going to drop this tomorrow, which would be Friday. So enough of me talking, enough of me blabbering. Hope you guys enjoyed that in-depth review. Yeah, this is a definite pass, a don't buy for me. It's still a fun ship. I'm not saying it's not. Still a good-looking ship. A lot of the British ships are, but yeah, if you're looking for a good Tier 6 cruiser, there's literally any other Tier 6 cruiser is a better cruiser. The Fiji at the Tech Tree, the Edinburgh at Tier 7, the Mino is free in the Bureau. I know those are different tiers, but those are good examples. And the Belfast. If you're going to spend money on a cruiser, it would be the Belfast for me. It's a great ship. Smoke, radar, hydro, HE, more guns. It's just a better overall ship. So, yeah, that's the review. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Aaron out. Peace.